Hey everyone, Whiplash here, and I'm going to check out some Planetbase today. If you're unfamiliar with this game, it is a colony base building game by Madruga Works. I have played this game before. There is a video for it on my channel of my first live stream of this game, where I play it on the easiest planet, went through the tutorials and learned how the game worked and stuff. But the game just recently came out. Let me just turn the music down a notch here. With version 1.1, which has added a new planet type, the Class S Suicide Planet. Doesn't really seem that hard so far. I played it for a couple hours, I've gotten a few of the milestones, and I feel like I'm ready to give it a try on stream here. It's not too different from the Class M. Class M has solar flares and absolutely no air, though. This planet, pretty much everything sucks. Your solar panels produce at half power at best because of cloud cover. Your turbines also produce only about half power at best. Wind is very intermittent, and then there's lightning strikes, which can devastate your base. However, there is a lightning rod you can build to collect power, which is going to be key in my initial base design. I've come up with a very minimalistic base approach that seems to work pretty well for me. Using all the basic starting resources completely to get myself self-sufficient, and then trying to immediately crank up as quickly as possible on mining and plastic production so I can keep producing biodomes and oxygen generators to keep the population going up. So I'll be glad to show you that here. Let me just, I have a seed in mind that I scouted that I thought looked pretty cool. And it is south 26, west 25. Seems to have a pretty good amount of open area to work in for this planet. And I have like an idea of how I'm going to build. I have a pretty basic base spiderweb design that I do all the time, where I build around my resource pile at the beginning to maximize building efficiency, and then it always just depends on finding seeds where I'm close to a mountain so I can build towards the mountain for a mine and everything. So, alright, I'm ready to go here. At the beginning, it's going to be hard for me to talk because I'm going to be trying to power through building things as quickly as possible and maximizing the efficiency of my workers and stuff. You'll see what I mean. But I will try to explain what I'm building and why as often as I can as I go. So again, if you want to try this seed yourself, it is south 26, west 25 on the Class S planet, and here we go. On this planet, you only get 4 workers to start with. I'm sorry, 4 total colonists and 1 robot. You get 2 workers, a biologist, and an engineer, and the 1 robot. You don't even get a medic right away. So first thing I do is destroy my colony ship for the resources, and then I'm going to build a small solar panel. I think I want to put it back here somewhere. I'm just building that because you really need to. The wind turbines seem to work better on this planet, but I need to have at least 1 solar panel first for that. And I'm going to build the largest solar extractor, or power collector. I'll put it there, I guess. Now, let me show you here. This is a pretty big open area. These rocks can be terraformed away by building buildings, so can this water. Continues over this way pretty well. Over on this side of the mountain is pretty much just water and stuff, but my current plan of attack here is to build in a circle around the resources. I'm going to go wind turbine, water, oxygen generator, processing plant, airlock, mine. So I'm building all around my resources efficiently. And I needed that wind turbine to finish, or that solar collector, so I can get my wind turbine up. Put that, I'm going to tuck it in here by the mountain as close as I can, because I suspect I'll be able to terraform away this mountain later, yeah, by building stuff and just flattening it all out. But first things first, okay, we got our minimal solar collector, and we start charging power now. And now we start our wind turbine, so we're getting that collector full by nightfall if possible. The next priority is a water extractor. I don't have my oxygen generator down here, so I want to tuck this in kind of close. Way about there. This is the largest turbine and the largest water extractor. I could go with the smaller one, but it kind of bottlenecks me later up. This will provide me enough water for 1 oxygen generator and 2 small biodomes before I have to build another one. So it just seems to work out pretty good. Now, engineers coming over. I'm not building too quickly because I want to make sure that they're building them in the right order. You have to kind of nurse the AI in this game very carefully. It doesn't really follow priorities very well. Alright, so we're going to get this online. Now we are charging power, good. Now, while they're getting that built, one thing I like to do on these worlds early is build an early star pad, landing pad. Which I'm hoping I can squeeze in here somewhere. I was hoping I could get it up there more. Because you start at a high morale, and it's not uncommon to get a very early colony ship and get a extra worker, which is an amazing boon on this type of a planet when you only start with 4 people. But I have to be on top of things here while they're gathering those resources. I'm getting this oxygen generator done so I can get my base proper started. I have a processing plant there. And I'm going to put a mine, airlock up there. Now the reason for this is I'm going to end up putting a mine like here later. That looks like it'll line up pretty well, be pretty close to the airlock. But my next priority is to build one of these lightning rods, and I want to try to get it in a central location that's giving me coverage to the south here as much as possible, while still covering these upper buildings. Because the lightning strikes on this, you know, unless you're prepared to play it kind of RNG, like, well, if I get a lightning strike that cripples me early, I'll just restart. And as I said, I believe I can terraform this, yes, there we go. Could flatten out that area. Now, we've got all the resources in place for my main key buildings here. Now I'm going to get the rest of the stuff queued up. We're going to have a biodome here. I'm making connections that are temporary just because I want to get the spacing right for later. Because I may want to make all these connections later, but for right now, actually, my priority is a canteen. Because my next priority for my people's needs after getting inside the base is going to be water. So I got a fountain up and some beds. We got some workers. Got one more worker. Leave that on 100% workers for now. And I'm going to still be queuing the biodome up in a second, but I'm doing this again to nurse the AI to make darn sure that they do everything exactly the way I want. Now, these 3 people are starting to get low on oxygen. However, the base proper is now done. It will start oxygenating very soon. I guess at this point I can go ahead and put the biodome back in. I just wanted to make sure that they got that canteen and dorm going first. I'm hoping I can still squeeze this in. Okay. It's a little too costly on the initial resources to make all those connections. But ultimately, I'd like to have that expandability as a hope. My people that are getting low on oxygen are coming inside. They're in orange, but they'll be okay. We're just getting online here. Cutting it a little close. It's when I'm talking about it while doing it, I'm not quite as efficient. However, I feel it's going very well. We're getting the canteen done now, which is the most important next structure to me, and the dorm, and then the biodome. Still waiting to get more colonists. We did get 1 ship already. Our status will stay excellent for a little bit until we start. In a little bit, people are going to start getting thirsty, and that's why I wanted to get the canteen done first. And the sooner I can get them drinking, we might hit a little lull there with some unhappiness until that's all covered. And because of that, I'm also going to put in a video screen. Your colony welfare is tied closely to morale, and so if they get a little bummed out, they can watch the TV and cheer up a little bit. Here we go, we're getting our barracks online right away as well. That is excellent. As soon as it's done, I'm going to queue about 3 beds in here. And I'm kind of picky about putting them in as tightly as I can, because if you do that, Normally you could only on most dorms get like 2, 4, 6, and then 3 on the other side, 12, and that's it. But if you pack them tight enough, you can get a extra bed in there often. Alright, and the biodome is ready to be built. This is excellent. Where is my engineer though? Oh, we caught a lightning strike. I don't know if you saw that, but the power collector is filling right up. Makes a little bit more of a funny sound when that happens. That's really good shape. We're in the middle of the night here, but we've got a full power cell, and we are still pulling some power. However, these structures alone are not enough to power this whole base without, like, backup power. Without also still draining a battery, so we would need to get another solar or turbine or both online as soon as possible. I guess I'm going to speed time up here for a second. Where's my engineer? Apparently they decided it was time to go eat before coming out to finish the biodome. Oh, you mean you came inside and stood around and then went back out to come back in and eat? I mean, we need to get this biodome going. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Get your butt out there. Now we're starting to get the thirst markers, but at this point, I'm going to let the engineer go back in and build all the interior structure stuff, and then we'll be... So we'll take a short hit on colony status here in the meantime. Let me explain here real quick, too. I'm going to put in... When it comes to the food sources, these 4 here are like fast production, high maintenance, so they're harder, you know, they produce faster and they require more biologists. These 2 are slower, but produce less. These are like your kind of middle of the road ones. And I decided for a mix, I'm going to do 2 that produce starch for plastics and 2 that produce just food as a start. That seems to be a pretty good balance for me usually. Alright, now I want to disable this med bay, or this dormitory real quick, because I don't want anyone to go to bed just yet. I'm going to micromanage them a little. You'll see everyone's thirsty, and there are drinking fountains online. So I'm going to wait until everyone has had a drink, and get these last buildings built. If we could get this last one built, that'd be amazing. Thank you. Okay, 2 people have had a drink. This one's coming over. I just need that one there. Okay, now I can turn that back on. These people go to sleep. So I'm taking a little bit of a hit right here, but by the time they wake up, it'll be golden. We'll be back to excellent. We have used almost all of the resources at this point. I still have to set up a mine. Get a metal processor in here. And the mine. I think I'll have 2 metal left after this, which I traditionally would use to get a medical bay as quick as possible. Because if someone gets hurt mining, I'm going to just dismiss colony ships here unless I really feel a need. In fact, I think I'll just disable them briefly. I want to make sure to get colonists only. But as I was saying, people get hurt mining, and when you only have 5 people, 1 person getting hurt and just wandering around because they can't get help, that's not acceptable. So I really need to get a med bay online as soon as possible. Alright, here's our next load of colonists. We should get a couple workers, hopefully. Ooh, 3. Alright, that's excellent. So now, as I said, I do want to get a biologist and a medic. I think those numbers will work. I hope I just get 1 of each. I might get multiples. I hope that doesn't happen. Here's another little trick. If these people are pretty well rested, they don't need to sleep all the way, so it's like just disable the structure, turn it back on, and tell them, get back to work, you lazy bums. Alright, now how does this leave me? Yeah, I do have 2 metal left. Yeah, I'm gonna build the medical bay. Wait, I have a plan here for the future. I'm going to want to get a factory in here. I'm going to actually want to be able to get a factory, a medical bay, and then still have room for a lab. Let's plot this all out fully. I'm thinking a lab here, because later this will be my place where I'll get my medical supplies coming through the lab. And then over here in a factory I'll be making my spares. So I'm trying to spread things out here as far as I possibly can to give room for a med bay in between. Again, I'm just doing this just to give myself the spacing. There we go. Future planning. They'll probably have the lab there and like 2 or 3 biodomes all through here. And then medical supplies can come into the lab and then cut right, you know, through these connections right to the med bay. And spares working right off the workshop over there. I might also later have like an airlock back here, going into other mountains in that area. At this point I can queue up the other interior structures I need. I need a meal maker, I need at least 1 table. I'm going to put a couple more beds in because I'm expecting to start popping more colonists here pretty quick. And then when this is done, I need to put a medical bed in. And we'll be just about self-sufficient. My next task will be to get a plastics processor online. By the time we have produced bioplastics, I'm actually going to queue that up right away. By the time we've produced starch, excuse me. A medical bay. We're going to have the bed and that cabinet. They can bring the medical supplies in out of the rain. I'll probably end up breaking some of these structures down a little bit when I start my next biodome, because there's usually a crunch about getting enough plastics together to get the food stuffs going. And but this gets the plastics inside, so they're closer to where they need to be in that regard. Another thing about building on these planets is it's very hard to jump to the upper biodomes too quickly. I would love to work with a medium biodome, because it could hold 12 food racks instead of 4. However, it costs 3 metal and 3 plastic more, and I'm in a stage right now where, like, I need another biodome soon. And the amount of time extra it will take to produce enough resources to build the medium one, I could already have a small one with 4 pads producing food by the time I even built that biodome. So it seems like a good idea to stick with the small biodomes for the first 2 or 3 until you really start to get ahead in your resource production. I'm going to be playing very conservatively because I'm hoping maybe I can make it like to the 100 colonist limit or something here today on this save, and so I don't want to have any accidents. I'm going to make sure that I stay on top of all my power needs and everything, which are all still good right now. Alright, now I was hoping I'd get a biologist and a medic. Oh, that is beautiful. I got exactly that. So, 2 biologists is perfect now for this. I'll want 4 by the time I put the next biodome online, but 2 is perfect for that now. We only need 1 medic and 1... Yeah, let's get workers fully next. So, I have a medic now if someone gets hurt. I have 2 biologists. 1 is enough to cover 4 pads almost by himself. Maybe 3. They don't do great on their own with 4. So 2 is perfect. It'll keep the stuff all fresh, and I'll need 2 more soon because I'm going to put another biodome in, as I said. That's pretty much my next priority right now. However, I know from playing on this world last time, I hit a bit of a crunch where I went for my biodome too quickly, and then I had power issues for a little while. It looks good now, but now that we're using our full base potential, we're using 33. Wind turbines can do 33 on their own, but they don't always spin at the full amount. We're going to be lucky to get half to 3/4 of that normally. This thing can only do 30, so even at full it's not enough, and it's only going to do half most of the time. We are here in the middle of the night with a full power collector, though. We're looking good going into the dawn. But, you know, getting another biodome online, these things are... Does it say how many power it takes? Yeah, 3.5. It's a toss-up for me to decide here. I really need to get the biodome built as soon as possible, but I also need power. You know what I think I might do is build another. It's almost daytime. Let's see if we can get a second solar panel going here to charge in the daytime as much as possible. Because it's cheaper. I want to build the biggest turbines. Those cost 5. This only costs 3 metal. And we'll get our self-sufficiency here. And we got a lot of people mining. I would rather that they come in here and make metal. There's my self-sufficiency. Just take a little breather here to take a look at this little cutscene, which is obscured by the mountain. I have the structures in place to sustain my colony, but not really. Because I'm going to run out of medical supplies and spares in a little while, and it should tell you how important those are. Alright, so I have 2 plastics left. I need a lot more than that to get the biodome up. The small biodome is going to be 3 plastic just to build it, and then 4 more. I need 7, including the pads, and 3 metal. And I'm going to be starting to get an excess of metal fairly soon. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get a second metal producing one online and prioritize this solar panel because we need that to get done. I guess I just better run time for a little bit until we get a little get this built. I really need to get this biodome online, but I can't queue up too much at once. They'll get screwed up. They'll take resources to too many places. Hoping to get another colony ship soon. That would be a big boon, so we could keep the mine and buildings going all the time. There we go. This should be just straight workers the way I have it set, right? Yeah. 6. Ooh, 3 more workers. Excellent. So actually, I'm gonna look ahead. I'm gonna be doing that biodome. And I want to get like 2 more biologists, so I'm gonna go like that. Alright, now how are we doing out here? We need all the metal for this still. We just got our second metal processor online, but we're mining well. We got a lot of workers now. Should be able to produce the metal fairly quickly. Again, this water pump is enough for a small oxygen generator and 2 biodomes, so I don't need another one until I actually put the next oxygen generator, which will be near level 20 people. Think about the spacing here again. So if I'm going to put a lab here, ultimately, it's not connecting now. See, sometimes it's a bit of a pain to. It shows you that it'll connect to both, but it doesn't. It doesn't do it. You have to find that sweet spot. Thought that'd be it. I hope I didn't screw it up because I really do need that to be feasible later. Usually building it as close as possible like that, like trying to tuck it in there tight is what makes it work. I would think that'd work. That's about where I had it. Let me try it one more time a little further away. Alright, well, I'm irritated because I had it lined up. Why isn't it working now? I'm bringing it more this way. Oh my god. I need it to I need it to work. Oh, fuck it. I'll figure it out later. My idea was I was going to put another biodome like over here on a straight line, and I was hoping it would connect to all 3, but that's clearly going to be a challenge to overcome. Let's just get the biodome queued up though, because that's very important right now. Put it up there. We still need a lot more metal. It looks like it would connect on all three, which would be amazing if it actually would do that later, but no. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if this was still connected. I'll try to mess with it later if I have time. For right now, I was trying to get this thing up in the daytime, and it's nighttime now, and it's still doesn't have anywhere near enough metal, but maybe it'll be working by the next daytime. Actually, power is still, well, we're gonna start hitting it soon, I guarantee. I'm just gonna get that metal back and get this biodome going first, like I did last time, I guess. We'll see how it works out. I just have a feeling I'm gonna regret this decision and wish that I'd gotten the power line online quicker. Some more colonists. Hey, I got my 2 more biologists, which is what I wanted. I wanted at least 4. 1 of each. Perfect. Alright, we'll just go with this for now. We should be producing metal pretty fast. Do 1 more to get this biodome online. There it is. Okay. So that's going to be coming online. So yeah, I told you the power here is here it comes. Here's the problem. Middle of the night, power's dive bombing. Okay, let's stop the mine for now. Take some of these structures offline for a minute. I'm sorry, folks, no sleeping. This is a red alert situation. We have a power crisis. I still want to try to produce the metal. Yeah, I do. I need to. I should have. I do. I still think the solar panel is the best bet because it's cheapest. It only costs 3 metal, and it's going to be daytime soon. Hopefully, I can get the damn thing in there. We are producing a couple here right now. Okay, let's see what happens. Getting the biodome online. But it's going offline for a second. And this one's going to be only food producing. I'm going to go 2 onions, which are the mid-level, and 2 radish. Those are like the normal production rate, normal whatever rate. But all food, no starch. I'm going to end up making this one into more of a starch-only building eventually. Alright, we are still losing power. I want to keep this building online to get this metal done because I only need 3 total, and I got at least 2 that are going to pop up here in a second. And then we can get this up and running for the next day, and hopefully this will charge. Be able to still power everything while still charging. What else can I do? How much plastic do I have? I have to recoup some real quick, as I described earlier, to make sure we can get this biodome online. Bring it back online now. Right, here comes some more people. This should just be straight workers. Oh no, I'm 17. I can't really go above 20 till I get the oxygen bay online, and then I'll also want to have, what am I going to want beyond that? Well, looking ahead to having a second engineer soon is going to be helpful to build things quicker. And more biologists, like probably 2 or 3 more ultimately. Because I am going to want to build another biodome as soon as possible. Yeah, you have to almost just keep building them non-stop. And again, if you want to wait to build a larger one, then these pads, you know, they're already online. I'd still be waiting for the resources to build the large one, and I'd start starving. You have to wait till you get ahead a little bit. I'll probably go a third one of these yet. Smaller ones before I build a full-size one. Alright, now unfortunately, we are in bad power trouble. Hold on. Everything offline for a minute. Except that, because we need the metal. It's almost daytime, though. It is daytime, so we're going to start getting some charge back. I'll turn everything back on shortly.